Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching another episode at Investing with All I See is W. Today is Labor Day weekend, and I wanted to share with you insights on the stock market and the COVID 19 impact. I wanted to also share with you one biotech company that I feel can add significant value to your investment portfolio. Today, I wanted to share with you future outlook on where the market is going to be headed looking into Tuesday, at least in the United States. We can also look at external environments to see how the markets are showing outside of the United States, given that the United States has a holiday today for Monday. Let's get started. Now, I wanted to share with you first, looking at just source data, Wall Street Journal, just to give us insight on how tomorrow will be looking. So, I like looking at the market, I like looking at the future predictions, and I like just seeing where we stand in terms of percentages. And I like looking at the Dow Jones future and its S&P future. And as we can see, there isn't a big significant impact tomorrow where we'll see like a big correction that's coming for like the S&P or the Dow Jones. As you can see, I like looking at this just to give us an indicator as to where we're headed. But it looks like tomorrow it's unpredictable. We cannot tell whether there's going to be a down market or an up market tomorrow. So we don't know whether there's still going to be the continuous volatility in the technology sector. But given that we are positioning ourselves headway into the Q4, which will be in line with fall and winter season, I foresee that to be changes happening where it can cause economic and market impacts. For example, the COVID 19 impact. So now I wanted to shift over to share with you insights on the coronavirus and where we stand from statistics of this pandemic. Now, globally, we have a total of 27 million infections all around the world, with a total of close to 900,000 deaths. We're getting close to the 1 million mark for total number of deaths in this case, with the recovery rate of 19 million cases. Now I'm going to go ahead and dive further deeper into the cases here. So as you can see here, currently infected patients, we have 7 million. And here's the graph to show us the daily new cases. So we continue to see an upward trend up through July 2022 of this year, and it's been plateauing lately. Up until recently, September 4th, we see an uptick up to the 300,000 daily case numbers. So that's been an uptick in the numbers from where we were back in early July or early April. Now, in terms of daily deaths, the highest daily deaths was back in April 17th. However, now the total number of daily deaths is around the 6,000 range at early September. So it's dropped off by percentages, although I feel like it's really based on human best practices and how we are practicing social distancing, wearing masks, and taking this matter seriously whenever we notice someone potentially getting impacted. Now let's look at the actual numbers here. So we're looking at a data set from 2 days ago. So as you can see, India has the highest number of deaths. We have Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, Peru, Argentina, Russia, Iran, and Indonesia part of this top 10 list. Of the top 10 countries that are part of the list here with total number of new deaths, of all these countries, I only see countries like Iran being on the top 10 list from when the outbreak first began. Iran was on the list along with China, Italy, Germany, United States. Iran was nowhere here, but why is it now still continuing on the top 10 list? So we do see a second recurrence coming out here with Iran, although it did get its first impact. We see Iran getting more new cases coming in. So what's happening there, it's very important to see what's going on. We never saw Brazil on the top 10 or top 15 list for total cases, new cases, or total deaths up until Brazil had experienced its winter season just recently. So with the total number of cases, 31,000, that's a lot. even with Mexico as well as Colombia. But the biggest impact right now that we see is India, where there's just so much people, given its high population of people in that country that's saturated in that land. We're having so many people be infected, and the death rate is climbing. Let's look at yesterday's data set. So India did have the highest number of deaths, while United States ranked at number two with the number two infection rate of new cases with 31,000 cases. Now let's look at the new data set today. So India is coming in at 21,000 new cases. Although we see this number here, it's only what's being reported at this time in real time. So at the end of the day, we will likely see an increase in these numbers. But it's interesting to see Mexico being number one at this time in terms of new deaths. India, we have Indonesia, Argentina, Russia, Bolivia, Bangladesh, remain Ukraine. So we don't see United States on here yet, although maybe at the end of the day we'll see that happening. But what I wanted to note here is that what we see in terms of new cases, we did not see any of these countries, like for example, Bangladesh, Philippines, on the top 10 list at the time when the first coronavirus outbreak occurred. Once winter kicked in, these countries had an increase in the infection rate, and thus now with total deaths, these countries are catching up quite fast. So at first, we initially thought that COVID-19 was the virus to impact the rich countries, but from what we know now, it's random in a sense that it's based on the viral load, where the infected people are, how the countries are containing the infected people, and most importantly, it's the seasonal change from how I see it with the 15-degree earth tilt. From now, what I see is that all the poor countries are creeping up to the top 10 list, so that doesn't explain that the high industrial areas are getting impacted first. It was just how it occurred initially to begin with in the Wuhan area, but now I'm seeing that the season impact is likely going to occur. For example, in the United States, where we will be seeing an increase in the rise of COVID-19 infections, especially when people are indoors and you'll have infected and non-infected people together, and it's really dependent on how strong our ventilation systems are, because ultimately if we have bad ventilation systems, we'll be breathing in the same air, and then we'll have the virus connect to ACE2 receptors in our nose and our lungs and so forth. So now I wanted to shift over from a financial impact over to a stock ticker that I feel can add significant value given the information that we picked up here. So I wanted to share with you iBio, a biotechnology company that is working on a pre-approved vaccine. Actually, there are two, Bio 200 and Bio 201, that is in preclinical trials right now. This company is working on potential solution vaccines for the COVID-19 pandemic to protect humanity in case of pandemics like this that's occurring, like the COVID-19. So iBio, as you can see today, what we know is today, Monday, the stock market is closed. That's why it's great to see how well iBio, an American biotechnology company based in the United States, how well it did on Monday based on the German market. So we're looking at Börse Frankfurt. We pulled up the ticker iBio, and based on the percentage change, it went up in the German markets today close to 15%. And disregard the share price of $1.65. This is in the EU price. So if you do the conversion to the United States conversion price, then it will likely be more than this 165. But I just wanted to highlight the fact that based on the German markets, where we're looking at Börse Frankfurt, it looks like iBio had reached up to 14-15% gain there. So that's exciting news. But to me, that won't stop there for this company, because we haven't heard any information about this company tapping into phase 1 clinical trials yet, but I do foresee that coming. So let's hold on tight. I do feel Tom Isett, the CEO of this company, with a very strong background from from large scale companies, for example, coming from GE Healthcare and biotech Becton Dickinson. I feel like this CEO has the experience working in large scale companies, knowing how to scale up and ramp its capabilities and knowing how to implement strategies in place. And what's important is this CEO, Tom, he's a science person. So with the experience in finance and business and applying that to his thought process, I feel like this is going to be a great opportunity for investors and for those in the United States supporting countries like iBio to advance healthcare. So overall, I wanted to make this video to share with you insights on where the market is headed and also the COVID-19 impact, as well as giving you additional insight on iBio by the ticker iBio and where I see this company headed. And I firmly believe that the share price can hover in the double-digit range if we're thinking in the long-term vision. So that's my goal, to see this company go into double-digit range and begin to mature and grow, just like how the plants grow at iBio. Okay, now thank you so much for watching another episode at Investing with All I See Is W. And if you haven't watched other videos, please hit the like and smash the subscribe for more additional content. I'd love to produce more videos similar to this. Thank you.